Hello, welcome to Shattermare Live. This is a special, exciting episode because we've actually got the whole team from, well, almost. We're missing, I think, the letterer, but I've never actually talked to him in real life. So if you guys see Eric Weathers out there in the wild, tell him thanks for working on the book. But other than that, I'll say we've got the core team with us tonight. So I'm joined, of course, by my co-hosts William and Kyle, and we've got Luke at Death Metal Hero, and we've got Frank.
I peed my pants a little bit.
At Frank Walk.
Hey. Hello, everybody.
How's it going, guys?
What's up?
It was pretty funny. Right before I hit the live, William asked Kyle a question, and then immediately got caught up by the countdown timer. Classic.
That's probably for the best.
Classic, Kyle. No, I want to hear what you're gonna say.
Oh, I believe I was asked about updates on Hardly Heroes. I mean, we're getting pretty close on releasing the latest issue, but I know with the issue I just wrote, we're still getting edits done and stuff before the art gets started on it. So that's another conversation to have off stream.
Yep. I think we want to stagger that one, so that way, get all the mercenary guild, all the goodness out to the people, and then give them a little time to, come down from the high of ordering issue 1, and then they can hop over to Hardly Heroes after that. Hardly Heroes is like the cigarette after sex for comics, you just sit down and chill out with the issue 10 of Hardly Heroes. Well, that's what I imagine. So
You should create a commercial.
And if you'll do the voiceover.
I didn't say that. I said you should do a commercial.
It's just a girl in bed next to a comic book.
Mm-hmm.
And
then lights a cigarette afterwards. There you go. Yep.
Yeah.
They're both doing crisp as they fall asleep.
We can make that happen.
A
As long as
giant
it's not my wife.
anthropomorphic comic book. It's got a.
It's like a dude dressed in a vinyl suit of Hardly Heroes.
I'm imagining like Towley from South Park, but instead of a towel, he's a comic book.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well
There you go. You do an animated commercial. You're all set.
As long as the female in it can have like a Jennifer Coolidge kind of voice, I think that would be perfect.
Will you do it for us so we know what you're talking about?
No.
Okay, I'll Google it later for research purposes.
Yeah.
Probably a good idea.
Not to live on the internet forever, just for research.
Yeah. Well, so speaking of which, we've got. Let's check it real quick. You guys can keep riffing while I pull up the Indiegogo.
I don't know if you got any of the information that Inkspots was trying to pass along the Tuesday after we launched. It was I guess 2 weeks ago yesterday. He had some notes about the campaign. So is the trailer fixed yet so that people can watch it?
I mean, probably not.
Let's find out live.
Well, it'll work for us because I'm logged into our YouTube.
Well, last time I checked, you had to go to YouTube to.
Yeah, so our channel doesn't get flagged. I think I just defaulted everything to 18 plus.
Okay, well, you should really fix that one at least so that it looks like it's live, because whenever people go to the campaign, the first thing I hear is this actually live? Wait a minute.
Yeah, I'm just going to do a new trailer.
Okay.
I'm just going to do it.
That's a good idea, because that was a teaser trailer that wasn't supposed to be the main trailer.
Right, and now we've got the full art and everything. So that's A on my list. I edited almost all the graphics, so unfortunately I can't change the image
once somebody has purchased it.
Once someone contributes to the tier. So it's kind of it's a gift and a curse. Mm-hmm. So thank you, people, for contributing to all these fine tiers. And then you'll see the ones that I've updated, right? So we've got, more people need to buy The retail bundle. There you go. And no one's bought the super awesome collector, but no one wanted to be drawn in yet, and no one bought original art. So all of that's been updated. But look how cool this stuff is now. Look at all these sweet tiers.
Yes.
So we got that, and then now obviously I have the graphics for the other campaigns, and yeah, we reached the first stretch goal. Actually, technically, we reached the second stretch goal too, because we're at 274. So
Hey.
William and I literally earlier today were talking about the guitar picks that we're doing.
Mhm.
So I've got the graphic lined up for that. We just have to pick one. But then the first stretch goal is going to be some kind of bookmark. So I kind of put like a concept art of it here. It's going to be something like this. I'm going to shoot for, if we can do a metal one, we're going to do a metal one.
That'd be
Just
sweet.
to go with the theme of how metal this book is going to be. So, but yeah, so we're already there, which is awesome. And people out there watching at home, or if you see this later, all of the campaign, I'm going to be tracking this, but all of the campaigns that we do across all like 3 campaigns in the website, and then you guys should tell everyone this, like they'll all go to the stretch goals. So that way, if someone's like, oh, but I really liked the cover on Fund My Comics, so I bought that one. Well, don't worry, because even if you contribute to one campaign, as long as everyone together is giving us hundreds and hundreds of dollars, you're all going to get the same cool stuff. So, so I put that in there somewhere. I think right here. And then I updated your name, Frank, so we're good there.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
Just want to point out.
Yeah. What other
something.
notes?
Stretch goals are generally after you reach your goal.
Well, yeah.
You're stretching beyond the goal, not while you're headed towards the goal.
Yeah, well, these are just little cool bonuses I figured we'd give people until we get to the. I mean, I just set it to the minimum,
Right.
and it's flexible funding. So like, the goal of Fund My Comic and Kickstarter, since they're all or nothing, it's just gonna be like $1.
Well, that's not what flexible funding means on Indiegogo.
What are you talking about? Like, we're gonna get all the money up until and after the goal.
So you're going to go in demand afterwards as well?
It depends how long we want to leave it up. I mean, like, we'll be ready to basically get this book printed and into people's hands.
Yeah, I know.
So that's just going to kind of depend on us, I guess. Yeah, I mean, if we get like a surge of people backing the book, then sure, why not? Maybe like an extra month or so. But yeah, I don't know. I just figured it'd be cool to give people little incentives.
Yeah, I like the idea of a metal bookmark.
Yeah, and it doesn't cost us much, so it's like, once we get to the point where we're like, if we get to like a couple grand, and we get like a good amount of books sold, then yeah, it's going to be like, okay, let's think of like some really sweet, chunky, stretch goals to give somebody, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. So, yeah, I guess
extras, tchotchkes. It's part of the reason why
There you
people
go.
back books when they're on crowdfunding, so they can get the premium version and they can get the extras that you won't get going to the shop.
And some
Exactly.
people don't even give out extras.
Yeah. Or we'll unlock the secret the secret bonus tchotchke that they can then buy or something. That's what people have done. I've seen. I'm not a fan of that though, to be fair. Yeah. So those are all the updates so far. What is there anything else Frog G mentioned? Now that we're going
Ink spots mentioned.
Or, I'm sorry. Wait, isn't that the guy who does Frog G?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, he's the colorist on Frog G.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Just images should be like at the top, like artwork immediately. That's kind of cut off, man. And
like
that one.
Thumbnails.
Well, yeah, you could put more pictures up there for sure. But in the page, add more pictures immediately instead of
like
all the
put the
text.
art.
Like all the artwork up at the top, put the text underneath all of it.
Okay, so flip everything down here.
Basically, yeah.
Pretty
Take
much.
all that stuff and move it up there.
Okay,
Show me the goods right
That's
away.
not a big
Let me
deal.
That's
know.
right.
I got to tease you first.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's unfortunately that's not how the internet operates.
Damn it! People don't have
Yep.
attention spans on the internet. What are you talking?
No,
Fuck.
especially not when they're shopping.
Oh man.
We have to drive
Curse
all
you.
traffic to the page anyway.
Curse you.
And yes, Feline is correct. Luke and I have been promoting the book a lot. We had one person back it twice last night, at least 6 backers last week. So we really are trying to help. Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I really appreciate that.
Yep. Had my viewers have been digging it.
Nice. Yeah, we should get a
Tons.
good bump after the next couple. I guess after the next few days, and then I'm gonna send out once we get all 3 live. I'll send out an email blast to all the newsletter people. So that should catch all the other people.
Right.
But we're still not live on the other platforms, right?
No, but I want to make sure that I don't run into this same issue.
Yeah, because you're just going to mirror it over.
Yeah, I'm gonna copy and paste everything I can, but like I don't know if this is kind of an experiment to see like what you can get away with, because I guess you can like pre-launch the campaign now on Indiegogo and maybe Kickstarter, which is new to me. So, but like I don't want it to be like I can't go back and edit the images. That's kind of gay.
Well, what you would have to do is recreate the tier. You can hide that tier, recreate the tier, and then put the the new image in. You don't see the number on that claimed. You have
so to like
so that's the
start
only
over.
thing you lose. You still see as many backers as you have, but you don't see the number on the actual thing because it's technically a different tier. But that is one way that you can pretty up the page.
Okay, I'll probably just do that first thing then. To be honest, like
that's what I would do.
Yeah, then I can get these all updated. Because I know, like when we were on that other stream or whatever, people were confused because they're like, "Oh, what are all these different tiers?" I just see like generic logo, so. Which is why I want to do like the trade versus the virgin cover, because then you can just straight up see, oh, okay, cool, that's the full art.
Yeah,
oh, okay,
exactly.
That's the trade. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, being able to see exactly what it is you're buying into would be so helpful.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. You guys want to go through like, I know probably a lot of people viewing already know about you and your background, Luke, just from your show. Like Frank, do you want to maybe talk about your background and like how you became a colorist and why you're passionate or why you hate comic books?
Yeah, I hate comic books so much. Sure, yeah.
I mean, hate fuels a lot of people in the game industry these days, apparently. Like their whole goal is to spite gamers. So.
That's what I do. I render tirelessly for hours just out of spite.
Yeah, man.
So for me, my path into comic book coloring is a little bit different than I would imagine some people. I've been an artist my entire life. Used to draw, paint, anything tactile that I could get my hands on. And then it was back in 2018, 2019. I was like, man, I'm pretty decent at a whole bunch of things, but I'm not great at one thing. So I just kind of did some self-discovery and figured out that I liked the color rendering process and the puzzle of figuring out shadow and light. And I went all in. And that's just been my passion ever since. And for me, the comic book side of it, I just fell into that. Someone had seen a lot of the stuff that I was doing, and then I started getting commissions for comic book rendering. So for me, it was more about being a digital artist first, a digital painter first, and then converting into the comic book space. And I've been in the comic book space ever since I started taking those early commissions. And I've always loved comic books. I've always loved the medium, but it wasn't anything I aspired to necessarily like work in and strive for. But like I said, once I got into it and started headed down that path, that's just what I want to do. I just love it. It's my passion.
Yeah, that's cool. So
Heck yeah.
kind of fell into it organically then.
Yeah, really did. Really did. It's not that I can't draw or anything like that. It just doesn't tickle that part of my brain as much as the color rendering process does.
Fair enough. Which we
Understandable.
very
It's
much
weird. It puts me
enjoy.
in a very niche category of artist, but it is what it is.
On a semi-related or unrelated note, are you coming to Heroes? Are you joining a Heroes Con again this year?
I don't know.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to peer pressure. This is really intervention for William to get him to fly out to North Carolina.
I'll put it out there right now. If he's actually going to make his ass out there, I'll be there.
Oh shit! You heard it. If William comes out, we'll have the whole team, and we'll have the book printed. It's all up to you, William.
All right.
Anyways, cool. Yeah, no, that's good.
And Frank, definitely promote your site because that's how we found you. So if you could, promote, because I know you have a lot of examples of your.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you do a good job showing off your portfolio because I know we found you through a buddy of mine that I've become pretty good friends with over the last several years, and actually Luke, you know him too, Graven.
Graven's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
good peeps.
Crazy wealth of knowledge too. So every time I hang out with him, I just try to shut up and listen and absorb as much information as I can about comics. But so that's how we found you, and yeah, it was great. William and I were perusing your stuff. We enjoyed it, and we're like, hey, let's get this guy on board.
Yeah, that's my portfolio is at pigmacast.com. I went ahead and threw it on my handle here as well on screen.
Sweet. And if you want to do a link,
oh yeah,
throw it in
I can
chat.
join the chat.
And then Luke, we actually talked to you at MegaCon. You didn't miss much this year.
I didn't think I did.
Yeah.
The experience I had last year at MegaCon was just it was not. It was fun hanging out with Graven. Sitting next to Graven, talking to Graven. But yeah, it was not an enjoyable show.
That's about all I did this year.
Yeah.
We were.
MegaCon has become more about anime and manga, which it has its charm. It's cool in its own right, but at the same time, this used to be a comic book convention. This one now seems to be about pop culture, cosplay, and anime.
Yeah, I mean, I would not even say it's about manga. It's like 2 or 3 degrees separated because it's not like where the comic pros used to have like 3 rows of red carpet, and now it's filled with they've got voice actors for anime, but it's not like they have a bunch of original, they don't have people creating original manga and like lining the rows of Artist Alley. It's just like fan art and prints.
Yes.
So
there's a lot of fan art and prints.
Yeah, it's.
There was a lot of fan art and prints, back when I was doing interviews at MegaCon, as well, back in 2007 and shit. But yeah, it's just gone hog wild now. It's nuts.
Yeah, it's it kind of sucks. I think pretty much everyone, unless they're lying to themselves, I'd say probably like 90% of the people in Artist Alley are just there for the FOMO of like, oh well, what if I don't go to MegaCon? Like nobody's making money.
It's become a habit.
Yeah.
Or at least have to say that they went.
Yeah, but anyways, I don't want to be all doom and gloom about MegaCon. That was last week. The reason I bring it up is because you were there not last year, the year before.
Yep,
And,
2023.
yeah, and that's when we first talked about bringing you on as the artist, pencil inks,
Yep.
cover art for Mercenary Guild.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Do you want to?
I was fresh off of working for the local comic shop here in St. Augustine, All Books and Comics. She had sold the business, and new owner Jack, he wasn't looking for any help. So I was looking to get back into going to conventions. I had gotten a chance to go down to Orlando and do interviews on my YouTube channel. Obviously, I've got old interviews from back in the day, 2007, 2008, and wanted to start doing that again. And that's what I was down there doing. And that's when we started talking about, I was trying to find you. I was actually getting ready to leave. And that's when I bumped into you. And then, we did an interview, and then you told me about the book. I told you to send me the script so I could take a look at it. And I've been looking for interior work for a little while, so it worked out.
Yeah, it's I think it's fun because it wasn't just like I don't know. It felt like it happened so easily and organically.
Yeah,
Like building your guys' team. It wasn't. I don't know. I won't say awkward, but like it wasn't very. Like I didn't have to be an HR manager and like interview a bunch of people and go through like boring question and answers
right.
segments. It was just like, oh hey, cool, we like your work. Are you interested? Yeah, okay. Or like, oh hey, yeah, you've been wanting to do more art and interior stuff. You ready to do something, Luke? Okay, yeah, sweet.
Yep.
Let's fucking go. So that's been a pretty enjoyable experience on my end.
Yeah. No, we got the right people for the job, and I'm really happy with the way the book turned out.
Yeah,
Can't
I'm
wait to see
excited
it
for
printed. I'll be perfectly honest with you.
Right.
I'm very much looking forward to seeing it in print, holding it in my hands.
It's gonna be dope. Well, I mean, you've seen the print that we do for Hardly Heroes, so
Yeah.
probably better than anyone know the quality that we shoot for.
Yeah, it'll look good.
Yeah,
It'll look good.
it's fine.
Yeah, I'm excited for that, and I'm excited for the first metal covers that we're gonna do. That's gonna be fucking sweet. Like,
Oh yeah.
I've been looking forward to doing something like that for a while, and what a better opportunity than just to throw it out there and see if people are interested. So,
Yeah.
and I know at least one person so far has pre-ordered one. So,
Yeah, that was Shadowhawk.
yeah, there you go.
Yep. That was when I was on Rex's channel. Yep.
Yes, for
he
sure.
jumped on it. So yeah, I'm curious to see the way the metal covers look as well.
Yeah, I mean, some of the ones I've seen. I gotta reach out to the guy that you linked me to, or that we were talking about that day. But from the ones I've seen and held in person from the other vendor that I have in my head, they look awesome. Like, and you can get different kind of either like it's. I don't know if it's the same thing as UV coating. I'm probably saying the wrong thing technically, but there's like a coat on the metal in order to print to the actual artwork onto the metal that
There's
they
got to be
use.
something on there. There's got to be some kind of substrate for it to print onto.
Yeah, and so you can kind of get different options. Like you get like a glow in the dark if you wanted to,
Nice.
different kind of stuff like that. So, and the vendor I talked to before was really cool. I was just like, hey, here's all the art. What do you think? And he's like, oh, that'd be perfect for like, the fucking green metal foil or whatever.
Mhm.
He's got like green, red, several colors.
Cool.
So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that to send it over, especially with the.
I didn't think any. I'm just speechless on some of the support. So I just really appreciate everything Luke and Feline and Frank and Kyle and what you guys have done.
Don't think Kyle. He wasn't involved in. I'm just
No,
kidding.
but Kyle. Hey, Kyle's here. He's here, right? He's here every week, except last week.
Yeah, except last week, the one night he misses, and you give him so much shit.
Oh
Don't
yeah.
take that. Don't take that from William, Kyle.
No, that's fine.
Oh,
You
well,
can give me
okay.
shit. That's fine.
Talk shit about Kyle.
Yeah.
William's handing out thank you cake to everybody. Brian's like, "No, fuck you, Kyle. You don't get any thank you.
I
Fuck
just
you."
slapped it out of his hand.
Jesus.
It's like Office Space, the birthday cake.
Yeah. No, Kyle's my dearest friend that holds my hands at all the shitty conventions we go to, like MegaCon, and
I gotta
hang
do
out
something
and
with my hands.
deal with all the bullshit. Yeah.
I mean, I've
So-
talked about my background pretty much on this channel and Luke's channel for that matter. So, I started writing, playing really online text RPGs in the AOL days, and it really honed my writing, both on like message boards or just in game. I really got to see great examples of writing, and I emulated some of that, and then I just took characters that had been in my head for a long time and decided to put it in a novelized version, and eventually that became a graphic novel through Brian.
Yep, for sure. And
And on TFM's channel, and so I got Hardly Heroes issue 1, the special cover for Indiegogo only, and I liked it. I'm like, okay, this is up my alley, so I just sent him a script. Didn't think I'd hear back from him. Within a week, I heard back from you and the other guy who was working with you at the time, and then we just started the ball rolling. That was really it.
yeah, it was a fun experience because I got to teach you everything I learned for like the last year and a half, and then we faked it till we made it.
Yep. Legit. Yeah.
No, but you're a great writer because you are a very fast learner, and it's a pleasure to work with you, William.
Thank you.
Okay.
And as far as ideas, I'm not reinventing the wheel. I'm trying to round it out again, because I think the wheel's now a rectangle in today's storytelling. So I'm just trying to make it round again, guys, and just go back to some traditional tropes and storytelling and things that many of us grew up enjoying, with interesting characters and an interesting environment as well. So
Absolutely. There's something to be said about bringing it back to fun.
yeah,
Yep. Yeah, a lot of people these days seem to try to overcomplicate it, and they try to make something that they think, like they try to make something that in their head seems really deep. Like this happens with a lot of movies. I think they think they're very artistic. Yeah, but
Filmmakers thinking that
they're
they're
like very
artistic.
autistic. Yeah, sorry, I meant autistic. Yeah, but you
A
look
little
at
column
it,
A, a little column B.
yeah, and you watch it and you're like, this is fucking dumb. like they
It
try
is.
so hard that they made something stupid. Like
Yeah.
They went for very pseudo intellect, and comics, like they're always meant to be fun,
Bruce
Well,
Wayne
any kind of
was-
entertainment is supposed to, it's supposed to be escapism. You're supposed to be able to forget about what's going on in your life at the moment and be able to just chill out, relax, enjoy a story. The whole entertainment aspect has been forgotten.
right? And it seems like the best two genres for that these days are like isekai manga and anime, or just straight up fantasy.
Hmm.
I think horror too, and horror is actually doing very well, both at the box office and things like that. Because there are some new ideas, but they're really not trying to reinvent the wheel. They just want to scare you, and so they come up with some idea and low budget horror movie, and it usually does pretty well.
Yeah, I feel like horror has always just kind of known who their audience is.
Yeah.
It's never really changed too much, unless you're counting like Count Chocula. But But I think with a lot of the other genres, people tend to get lost in that stuff because there is so much flexibility.
Yeah, they definitely get lost in the sauce.
Well,
Yeah.
there's a formula for everything, and I think that they're trying to go so far away. Like a comic book movie is a formula. Okay, you got a good guy, you got a bad guy, and it's really not that difficult, folks. And yet they just can't. They overwrite it.
Oh
They
God.
can't edit it, and it's like,
You think it'd be the hardest thing to fuck up? I mean, you
Yeah.
have the characters mapped out, the plot mapped out, the script is pretty much done. You have your fucking your shots all set up because those are your panels from the comic book. Like you couldn't have it handed to you any
Yeah.
cleaner.
Right. And the irony is like some of the best adaptations of movies are, especially from comic books, are like Frank Miller.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's because
Uh,
Frank Miller made his comic books in a very cinematic fashion. That's why Sin City works so well as a film.
Well,
Yeah.
right, but then I mean, if you listen to like any interviews or watch behind the scenes videos, I mean, they they created a new way of shooting in black and white to make
For
that
Sin
first
City,
Sin
yes.
City. Yeah, I
Yep.
mean, you know, they're like going through painstaking measures to make sure it's accurate to the source material.
That's also Robert Rodriguez, who is a huge fucking comic book nerd.
Yeah, I have a lot
And
more respect for that guy after watching that.
he's also the one that did Battle Angel Alita, and that's why he
Oh,
pushed.
yeah, that's true.
That's why she ended up with such big fucking eyes initially, because he was going for that authenticity to the manga.
And
I still
A
say
lot of
that
people
movie
like
was a hell
that.
of a lot of fun.
It was.
Yeah, people love that movie.
The sequel.
The critics shit all over, but the actual fans, like the people who like pay you money to see your stuff, they loved it.
Yeah.
Critics are usually wrong.
Well, it was also competing against Captain Marvel, so they wanted to promote the Captain Marvel instead of.
I still have yet to watch
Right.
that movie, and
Yeah,
I
I'll
have
never
no
watch that.
desire to.
Or
Same.
the second one.
But like, this is the thing. They still can't write a Blade movie. They've been trying
Listen.
since 2019. They can't come up with a Blade movie.
Listen, Mr. Snipes is a tough act to follow. Ask your boy Sticky Fingers what happened when he tried to do a Blade TV series. People didn't like it all that much.
I mean, it seems like Blade, you just write something similar to a Deadpool movie without the meta humor. Like, I mean, it's
Give
gonna
it
have
more
this.
horror aspect, and I would.
You gotta get the vampires in there, man. It ain't a Blade movie without vampires.
Oh, for sure.
That fucking blood rave scene at the beginning of the first Blade movie is still one of the fucking greatest openings to a film in cinematic history.
Yep.
Get Robert Rodriguez. He's done horror, right?
Yeah,
Am I thinking of the right guy?
From Dusk Till Dawn, yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Till Dawn. If you had Blade in something like that, that'd be
I mean, yeah. You could literally he could just rip off his own script. I don't know if he wrote that too, but he could just rip that
He
off.
and Quentin Tarantino did.
yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, he could just basically rewrite that, but in a Blade movie.
But I would do
Probably
Blade
great.
and Ghost Rider as, just like the Deadpool Wolverine, have a buddy guy flick and have it supernatural with Blade and Ghost Rider.
A
And
buddy cop movie with those guys.
I don't think they have the personality for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if they were like semi-antagonistic to one another, kind of like Punisher and Daredevil. Like they have to work together to defeat a common enemy or something.
Yeah, they don't really like each other, but anyway, just an idea. But no,
Well, they could do a Midnight Suns movie because they were both in the
Mhm.
Midnight Suns.
Yeah, that would be dope.
Oh, true. Yeah.
I think seeing Blade in the last Deadpool movie is the last time we'll see Snipes' Blade.
yeah.
I mean,
I forgot he was in
maybe.
Midnight.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
From what I've heard,
Only ever gonna be one Blade.
the Blade
Yeah.
is dead. It's DOA. So, they announced in 2019.
Yeah.
Been dicking around. Obviously, writer's strike didn't help anything, but it was dead probably even before the writer's strike. So,
Yeah, for
Well,
sure.
to Mahershala Ali's credit, he didn't really like a lot of the scripts that they were turning in. I don't know if he had any kind of say in the scripts, but he was not really pleased with a lot of them, and yeah. So I don't think it was him that was the problem. I think that was a pretty decent casting job. He played Copperhead in the Luke Cage TV series over on Netflix. So dude can act, and he's got the gravitas for it. But
Yeah.
yeah, the scripts apparently were never very good for the movie. So
If only they had source material to draw from. I don't know.
That's
Damn,
what I'm
that'd be
saying.
great. Could you imagine?
So
no,
different.
no.
Marvel Rivals does.
They can't do that. They can't pull from the source material because those crusty old comic book writers have no fucking clue how to keep a character going and make him engaging and interesting for a wide audience. They have no clue. None.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I
they don't
don't
even.
like you.
You never
Don't
did.
Instead, we're gonna write Captain
great
America
scene.
4, and the movie has no purpose at all.
Yeah, I mean they already don't really use, like, let's be honest, they just use kind of like loose plot points and kind of premises from the comics. So if they just took that and made the character authentic to, the character traits that are in the comic series or whatever run they choose, and then just wrote a script based off of that, they'd still be fine. Like, I mean, look at the Nolan Batman series. Like, people fucking love those movies,
Hmm.
and that's
The first two are all right. That third one was bunk.
yeah. By the time the third one rolled around, but like, I remember those days. Like, we didn't care. We were just like, holy shit, another Batman movie.
Yeah.
Like, until then we came down from the high and we're like, yeah, I probably didn't really need that third movie.
Yeah.
But
But at least I didn't get shot in the movie theaters. Like,
yeah, you also left the theater going, oh, thank God. But like, the latest, well, the first Joker, that's not really comic book Joker, but people love that.
Which Joker?
The latest Joker.
Oh, that fucking movie is not a Joker movie. That is the director's attempt to do Falling Down, Taxi Driver, and Kings of Comedy.
And you did it
And
well.
the only way to get that fucking movie made was to slap a comic book name on it. That is the only reason that
Right.
fucking movie was made.
Right, it's barely in the Batman universe, but it was still
It's
a good
not.
movie.
It's if anything, it's an Elseworld story, and like a shoddily put together Elseworld story. I liked the first movie well enough. It was never meant to have a fucking sequel, but money talks and bullshit walks.
Right, and that movie made like $1 billion or like $2 billion.
The first one did, yes. The second one bombed horribly.
Yeah, the second one was awful.
But yeah, the second one, he was
retract
kind
any good
of
things I said.
trying too hard to make some kind of like weird meta commentary.
Right. See, he's thinking too much.
You know what we were thinking? I don't know, change the subject a little bit, but what's the best superhero trilogy? And I was talking, I thought the Captain America trilogy was the best, but they screwed that up with making a fourth one. Maybe it's the Chris Evans or Steve Rogers trilogy. But I said it's kind of a toss-up probably between Deadpool and Captain America, when as far as the best.
I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy.
By the
Pretty
third,
solid.
Yeah. The second Guardians of the Galaxy movie is not all that great, but the third one was pretty damn decent, and it was sad as fucking hell.
Super sad, but super good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you count the Avengers movies as a trilogy? I guess there's technically 4 of them.
See, that's the thing. Even like Civil War is technically an Avengers movie, but even though it's Captain America.
That's true.
I still contend that Winter Soldier is still one of the best out of Phase 1.
Oh yeah.
Or not? I guess that was Phase 2.
Yeah, but Winter Soldier is just a ripoff of insert XYZ spy thriller, James Bond movie. I'm just fucking.
Yeah, but it was entertaining, and they did it with Captain America. It was a spy thriller, you know,
right.
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
was about Captain America.
that was my callback to Joker one. That was the joke.
Ah,
Widow
gotcha.
Yellow.
No,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, but the overall point is that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't even have to be that deep into the lore of the comic, because like what I would say, or this is what I heard from people when the movie came out and people were watching it, one of the most comic accurate Batman movies is The Batman, and that movie actually did pretty poorly with general audiences. Like, a lot of people didn't really give a shit about that movie. Like, it didn't do
Are you
that
talking
well.
about that?
3 hour.
Robert.
Robert
Yeah,
Pattinson.
Robert
Oh my
Pattinson one.
God. I
mean,
want you
I
to.
don't-
Wait, hold on. I want you to say your last sentence again, and then think about your question.
The Robert Pattinson movie,
Yes.
Batman.
Uh huh.
What? Because Robert Pattinson.
Yes, he's terrible.
Because he was in Twilight.
No, he was a terrible
mean-
choice for Batman. He
Okay.
doesn't have the build for Batman. He's never going to, grow up and get big enough to actually be intimidating as Batman.
Okay,
He's
I mean, he's a good
tiny.
actor.
No, I know that. I mean, he's
Okay.
done a bunch of other things that's not Twilight. Those movies are awful, by the way. The first one, I burned through an entire bag of weed trying to tolerate, and it never got better. Glitter Bat, exactly, Feline.
Try Batman and Robin from '97.
Okay, so if he
Jesus.
just put on steroids and bulked up,
No,
like all
no.
the other actors do, then
He doesn't have the build for it. His shoulders are not wide enough. He could be Nightwing. I could see him as Nightwing,
Oh,
yeah, that'd
sure.
be pretty good.
right?
Yeah.
He's got the gymnast build for it, and Batman's
Right.
got to be bigger. As
Rock
much
climber.
as the Snyderverse movies were absolute dog shit, Ben Affleck as Batman was one of the better casting choices in that entire thing.
Mhm.
Ben
That's true,
Affleck and Henry Cavill as Batman and Superman, that was quality casting right there.
I thought they nailed
The
like
casting they did outside of Wonder Woman.
Yeah, Wonder Woman's weird, but
I like Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. I don't know.
No,
As an
she's
actress,
got the
she's
look
great.
for it. Yeah.
absolutely.
But like,
I
not
thought-
everybody. I mean, in comic books,
Didn't
not
she
everyone
beat that?
draws the characters the same way. I mean,
That's right.
you've got
That's
people
like-
that drew Batman to be like hulking and big, and then you've got people that didn't draw him like that. So I mean,
There's-
I mean, he's
you could-
always been
There's a
billed
certain
as, like,
size.
Olympian level strength kind of guy.
Yeah.
You just got to find that fine line for the normies as well, and that's where like two of my favorite comic book movies. I never really read the comic, and that's The Crow and Blade. My introduction to them really was The Crow. I didn't even know I wasn't into comics at that time. I'd gotten out of them. I didn't even know it was a comic book movie.
I fucking love that comic.
Yeah.
So good.
And with Blade, my only introduction to him was through the Spider-Man animated show. I think he had
Oh, okay.
guest appearances.
Oh, yeah, when he shows
I didn't
up.
know much about him either, and so that really was. So I was a complete normie or casual when it came to those characters, and I still to this day don't know if they're completely comic accurate. I don't give a shit. They were good. Like, you didn't have to know anything, and you go in there and enjoy it.
The Blade movie was pretty comic accurate,
Mm-hmm.
though they made Whistler for the film. He's not part of the lore.
Oh, see, that's a cool
Yeah.
addition.
At least I'm pretty sure they made Whistler.
I mean, with the second and third ones comic accurate.
There's
no
a
way,
little
right?
less so.
I mean,
I mean, I'm still a normie when it comes to that.
Guillermo del Toro did the second one, so I'm sure there's a lot of gear, and he was doing a lot of horror movies at the time.
Yeah.
Spanish horror movies, so I think he probably wanted to add.
Okay, yeah. David Goyer created the character and named him after Abraham Van Helsing, the nemesis of Count Dracula. So yeah, Abraham Whistler is the character that was created for the movie by
That's
David S. Goya, who eventually went on to direct the third Blade movie, which is
Oh.
not good.
Yeah.
So, Luke, aside from the casting for the Batman, what are your thoughts on the movie as a whole?
I haven't watched it. I can't.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
I've heard that it's more accurate along the lines of him being a detective, which is cool. And they should do more of that because he's supposed to be the world's greatest detective.
Right.
But what he's detecting is very easy, and he still doesn't get it. As a viewer, you're just watching, going, "No, it's fucking oh," and then 20, he figures it out, and it's like, oh,
Yeah, the
And
problem
then
I
they
have
have
with that
Whistler's
movie.
daughter. Yes.
Oh yeah, the problem I have with that movie is a lot of the scenes are drawn. Like that's why it's 3 hours.
That movie does not need to be 3 hours long.
no.
No.
And I think that
Like, say
hurts.
what you're going to say and then get on with it. Shit.
That hurts the box office too, because
Yeah.
people don't want to go back and if it's something like Deadpool Wolverine 2 hours in, now boom, people will go back and see that over and over again. But it's also kind of like a ride, whereas I don't think this Batman movie had much fun in it. But it wasn't terrible. But 3 hours they could have shaved 45 minutes off of it easy.
Yeah, for sure. But aside from the quality of detective work, that is the most detective work you see him do in a movie probably ever.
Yeah, I mean, the Christian Bale did something resembling detective work. And, and there was a hint of detective work in the Batfleck stuff. But yeah, probably. I don't know. Riddler as a mask wearing serial killer, little too 7 for me.
Yeah,
I mean, I get where they're going with it, but at the same time, it's like, that's not Nigma's style. It never has been. He's not
they tried to
Scarecrow.
throw in a dash of like the Zodiac killer or something. Like,
Yeah,
Some
that's kind of what they were going for. Well, it was also them kind of like making him an online troll. That's the villain of Hollywood Writers. It's like online troll, like Reddit and 4chan trolls.
right.
So that was kind of part of his backstory.
the critical drinker.
Yeah, so
Lord.
there's some shit there. I think the best thing that came out of that movie. Have you guys seen the Penguin TV show?
I haven't seen it yet.
That
I heard it's amazing.
I would recommend that. Yeah, I really enjoyed that show. That was pretty good. I mean, it's a mob show, and it builds a lot more on the lore that the universe that's set up in that specific Batman. It's cool.
I'm gonna watch that over the movie.
Yeah, I
most people are. Although, because of the popularity of the TV show, I guess we're getting a sequel to the Batman movie.
well, maybe they'll do something.
Feline said she liked the Jim Carrey as the Riddler.
Yeah,
and I'll say, I don't mind it.
that movie. He was probably the best part of that movie, honestly.
Oh, hands down.
Yeah.
Two-Face was a fucking joke.
Yeah, well, Tommy Lee Jones did
boring.
not like Jim Carrey on the filming of that movie. He hated him.
Just hated him.
I imagine working with a personality like Jim Carrey would be tough.
Yeah, Jim Carrey's a fucking asshole.
I think they're both.
He's a funny guy, but like,
I think this is the thing. Jim Carrey was making $20 million a picture back when. I mean, that was almost unheard of. And
yeah, it was like the heyday.
Was an Academy Award-winning actor, not making it. That might have something to do with it. I don't know.
No, Jim Carrey did an interview about it, and Tommy Lee Jones just did not like his antics. Didn't like his flippant ways on set. He did not like him at all. Didn't like having to work with him, and Tommy Lee Jones's performance kind of reflects that because he was trying to out Jim Carrey, it seems. Yeah. And Jim Carrey's really the only part people remember about that movie. Yeah, Robin Williams would have been fucking fantastic.
Oh yeah.
They used Robin Williams as bait to lure out Jack Nicholson to play the Joker because they were in negotiations with Jack, and they're like, this the script has also been sent out to Robin Williams, and that's what finally pushed Jack Nicholson to decide to do the role of Joker. Yeah, And Robin Williams was not fucking happy about that. He really, really wanted to play the Joker because he was a big nerd. He was a big video game nerd and comic nerd. Like he loved this stuff. It was something he really, really wanted. And yeah, they use him as bait.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah.
Imagine being that guy.
And then Warner Brothers did it again, basically with the Riddler, because they talked to him about playing the Riddler as well, and then Jim Carrey was available, so they went with Jim Carrey. So yeah, I think he vowed never to work for Warner Brothers after all that.
Yeah, just a negotiation tactic.
Yeah, number 1, Jack. Number 2, Heath. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Absolutely. Actually, try not to think about the other ones.
I know. I would say
I
Mark.
mean, Cesar Romero from the original Batman series, the 77 series.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're still slated for another sequel to the Batman, right? This
Apparently.
year. It'll be interesting to see what they
Stated, subjected, whatever.
You got
it'll be
me.
interesting to see
Potato.
what feedback they've taken from everybody and where they might pivot.
Absolutely
that's-
none.
That's what I'm hoping. If they actually did take any feedback from what people who watched the movie were saying.
It happens sometimes. I'm just saying.
Yeah, sometimes that's true.
They say,
I mean, look at Sega with the Sonic movie.
yeah.
Sonic movie, yeah.
And yes, Feline, Cesar Romero was the OG Joker.
And that really is the only example, is the Sonic the Hedgehog.
I think there was one other one recently.
Cesar Romero always looked so pervy to me. Even as a kid,
Well,
I was
it's
just like,
60s LSD.
Stay away from that guy in his van.
That's what boomers do.
Well, maybe got Mark Hamill, who seems to have a hard time keeping his pants on. I don't know if you saw that video.
No.
Oh, you haven't seen that? Oh my God, he's up at a podium, about to talking about the great storytelling and shit, and his pants fall down. He's trying to pull them back.
Holy shit! What?
Look it up on YouTube. Maybe I can put it. It's a hilarious clip.
Should I?
Because
look that
he
up on YouTube?
was. Yep. Well, there we go. That's why he looked
No,
perfect.
they don't show any. He's wearing a tuxedo that doesn't look like it even fits. And he's
Okay,
like,
let's
oh,
see.
the greatness of Hollywood and blah, blah. And he's like, and he's reaching for his pants and trying to pull them up. And it's like,
Wow, that sucks.
it's just like a 30 seconds long. But
Looking it up now.
This is why we wear belts.
Okay, here we go.
It's what made him the perfect Joker. I agree, Feline. See, now I want to watch the 77 Batman series.
If I had a bag of shrooms and a long weekend, I'd be down.
Right?
So
Can you guys hear that?
Yeah.
All right.
go ahead.
No?
I could.
Fuck you. All right. Can you see this? All right. It's like a short, so it is what it is.
What makes us love cinema so much that we're all gathered here to celebrate tonight? For me, it's that films create worlds so vivid and stories so powerful that we lose ourselves in them completely. We create immersive cinematic landscapes.
Oh, he's trying to pull his
feel
pants
alive,
up
whether
as
they're
he's
set
doing
here
the
in London
speech.
or anywhere. So what makes
Oh
us
my
love cinema
God.
so
Holy
much?
I wonder
shit,
how
that
much
sucks.
sky they saw on that wide angle. That looked like they dropped pretty damn far.
Yeah,
You were
crazy.
like,
Yeah, he didn't miss a beat.
Holy shit.
Like, just stop and be like, oh, that's embarrassing, and then pull your pants back up. It's like trying to tuck in his shirt.
why is his pants falling down? Don't you got suspenders, or did you just come from the shitter?
Mark Hamill, what a character, inside and outside of his movies.
I mean, he's at the age of he don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely has fuck you money.
Yeah. Well, then he's his mid-70s.
He's 73.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you go. Yeah, he
Wow.
don't give a fuck.
yeah.
Look at my old balls. Fuck you.
Yeah, but when you go to a con, you got to pay like $500 just to meet him or something like that. I think that's what he charges.
Yeah,
If
imagine
I was him, I wouldn't get out of bed for less. Fuck it.
imagine what that does to your personality if you're just like you're just like hanging out with people and you're like, man, I get $500 appearance right now. I'm having lunch with you. And he's like talking to his granddaughter or whatever.
Damn.
He's probably not like that. Oh man, yeah. Oh, that's a topic we can talk about. The outrageous prices that people charge nowadays to take a photo with them or like get a sign or selfie or whatever.
Mark Hamill's had a tough life, feeling. I know that when he was doing Star Wars, he had a car accident that fucked up his face.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
can
they
see
did
in
facial reconstruction.
yeah, you can see in the I guess it's Empire Strikes Back. His after the Wampa attack, you can really see like the reconstruction that they did. Yeah, he's really the only one of that from that movie that kind of got pigeonholed. Well, I guess Carrie Fisher as well, because
Yeah, she didn't
I
really
don't
do
know.
much after that.
Yeah, but yeah, Harrison Ford, Billy D. Williams, they went on to do other things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Peter Cushing, you know, a lot of people went on to do other things.
George Lucas.
Well, did he really though? Did he?
Yeah, like him and Steven Spielberg, right? Like a tag
Indiana
team
Jones.
duo, yeah.
Willow's just fantasy Star Wars, medieval fantasy Star Wars, if you think about it.
I don't care. I love Willow.
Oh, I do too, but he used the same character archetypes for that movie. Like Val Kilmer was the Han Solo, the girl was Joanne Whalley was the Princess Leia, Willow was the Luke Skywalker. Instead of the Force, she had sorcery, and
I mean, it clearly worked for him the first time. So
exactly.
Yeah.
There's a novel sequel to Willow that was written by George Lucas and Chris Claremont.
Oh,
Yes, that Chris Claremont.
Well, they did a movie sequel as well.
They did.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love it.
I stole the baby.
Now, I don't know if I love it like just because of the nostalgia for me, or if it's actually good. I haven't watched it like objectively.
I didn't
Well, they
even
just
realize they
did-
did a sequel to it.
they just did. They tried to reboot that on Disney Plus or something, right?
We don't
The-
talk about
the
Disney
Willow
Plus,
TV
Brian,
Yeah,
show.
it
and you
came
know
out
that.
in looks like 22.
Plus,
Yeah. Well, the reason I bring it up is because, like, I'll just be honest. I never even heard of that until people were shitting on the Disney Plus version.
You'd never heard of Willow?
No, I don't think so. Maybe in
What?
passing.
Damn.
dude, if you like Dungeons and Dragons, then Willow's a must-watch because it really is a D&D quest.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to go back and watch like the original stuff, but yeah, I would never touch the Disney Plus show. But like it, I mean, it just goes to show you they're just rehashing literally everything they possibly can from like the last 30 to 40 years. Like they're just completely creatively bankrupt.
They're rebooting Buffy the Vampire Slayer without Joss Whedon.
Yeah, they're
Good luck with
rebooting
that.
everything. Like everything. Nothing's surprising to me. Well, that's why when I saw it, I was like, wait a second. Is this like we're at the point where they're reaching either so far back or like into I guess what I would consider is like more obscure stuff that eventually people will just think it's like when we watched like The Crow for the first time, William, and we didn't know it was based off a graphic novel. Like I didn't know that either when I was a kid. At some point, like people just aren't even they're gonna have no context for all this stuff. It's gonna be the time they're like aware of it and they're gonna be like, wow, this is shit. Like, they're not even gonna know it's just completely rehashed.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we had examples of that when we were younger as well. Like John Carpenter's The Thing. That's a remake of a 1950s black and white movie, A Thing from Another Universe.
Yeah. Okay. Name two
So-
more.
It was a movie.
Name two more that are remakes.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Fly.
even that you could argue
Yep, The
that's
Fly.
okay, but I would say The Thing isn't. I mean, The Thing is like a direct one for one, or is it like
No,
yeah.
it's
so it's clearly an
completely it's
inspiration.
it's not completely different, but it is different enough to be, its own thing.
Right. And at least back then they had the integrity to like name it something else. Because yeah, that's true. A lot of movies up until like, the late 90s, 2000s, there was like I'm trying to think of the movie. It's an older war movie, but that was a novel, and then they bought the rights to the novel and they adapted it, or they took what they wanted and left the rest out, and then they just named it something else. So it's still, somewhat transformative. It's not like, they just used all the name recognition and branding and then completely took a dump on the IP.
There we go. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Yep, that was also a remake. Thank you, Feline.
Yeah.
And obviously Nosferatu.
Well,
Yeah.
Speaking of
Nosferatu,
reaching way
for
far
sure.
back.
one movie
Right.
comes to mind is Cape Fear with Nick Nolte and Pete. I didn't know, and it was a great movie, but I didn't know that was a original movie with Robert Mitchum back in like the 50s or 60s, and they just rebooted it in the right way using some great actors. And if you haven't seen Cape Fear, you should. It's a fantastic thriller.
Oh yeah, Cape Fear's great.
Yeah, but I didn't even know that was a previous thing. So I went back and revisited the original, and that was pretty good. I still like the remake.
Little Shop of Horrors. That's also a remake.
True Grit. I thought they stayed pretty true to the original.
Well, there you go.
Didn't
This has
see
been
that.
going on for a lot longer than I thought.
Yes, Hollywood has a history of doing remakes.
I found out like 10 years ago that Scarface was a remake of a movie.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Oh,
always
wow.
once in a blue moon. Like, let's say, I don't know how many films come out in a year. It might be one or two. It's not the whole slate,
Yeah, like now.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is that if it's an already proven IP, then they're going to want to use that because they, one, already own the IP, so they don't have to pay any royalties to anybody else. Two, they can just repackage it and remanufacture it for, now that, because the writers know better now, and they can continue to print money with it.
Right, but they don't. Well, except they don't understand the law of diminishing returns. Like you're seeing that now.
Mm-hmm.
People don't give a shit.
Well, not only
But
that, but
Clash of the Titans, yes.
But also you have
that old. You can still, it's still in syndication. You could even pick up the box set. Like, if this show bombs, people can will just go back and watch that. They know that Buffy exists. I don't think there's a generation yet that doesn't know about Buffy.
Well,
the Vampire
I was about to say there is.
My son.
Yeah, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, they don't fucking
Yeah.
know about that.
Yeah, my son's 16 and he has no clue about Buffy.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna have to start rebooting like
You'd
Harry
be
Potter.
surprised.
They're already doing that. There's a
Yeah, like I mean,
TV series in the works at HBO, and I'm sure it's going to be terrible.
yeah, maybe.
You'd be
but,
surprised what people don't know.
Yeah, like
you assume, and then
Yeah, would I though?
well,
maybe,
like at least,
maybe not. Maybe you know that they don't know.
yeah. Well, at least like a lot of the stuff
they don't know a lot of stuff. That honestly surprises me about the Buffy the Vampire Slayer, though, because I mean they do comics. I mean, every so often, still, from what I understand, Dark Horse will still do Buffy the Vampire Slayer comics.
Nobody reads comics anymore. What are you talking about? Fucking weirdo.
The entire world is stupid.
Well, they definitely don't read individual comics very much anymore.
They read the covers.
They look at the covers, yeah, and they go, "Oh, cool! It's a vampire story."
To me, it sounds like it's going to be old woman Buffy, like old man Logan. Like,
Oh,
she's
really?
going to be in it. Sarah Michelle.
Middle-aged vampire hunter,
Yeah, which completely
middle-aged vampire slayer.
'cause
Yeah.
all
Well,
the
they're
died at a young age. It
Well,
just
they're-
kept the job.
they're gonna start having a lot of problems in the next few years because, like Frank is saying, you got a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
That guy doesn't know, like he has no concept for all of this nostalgic shit bait that they're just churning out, like
Yeah.
McDonald's cheeseburgers. Like
Frank the
there's
Cheetah.
there's like literally negative context for this stuff. Like all of the things that I won't even go as far, like, yeah, for sure Gen Alpha, but also somewhat Gen Z, like they're getting, oh yeah, they're getting
Right?
like they're all they've seen is
Jason and the
stuff that,
Argonauts. Holy shit, that would be a fucking good one. Anyway, sorry.
well, yeah, except they did that a few years ago. But yeah, you're
Did
right.
they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Or it was like a really shitty, vague version of that.
Ugh.
It's one of the like rehashed Greek mythology movies they did in the last few years. Maybe that or Hercules, I don't know. But like we are so used to seeing this to the point where we're exhausted. We're like, oh, but we at least have a little bit of connection. Like but all we've gotten is derivative shit for the last like 20, 30 years. They know nothing. So they don't even know the derivative shit. They're just like, they see like a Simpsons episode parody something from like 40 years ago. They're just like, I don't get it. Like they're completely disconnected from the context of like a lot of American culture and entertainment.
Yeah.
I think
It's kind of
that's what
refreshing.
I keep reminding them that this
Well,
this was a
why? I mean, to be honest, like, yeah, we enjoyed stuff for its time, but also nothing new will be created. I mean, you kind of gotta let this shit die. So like we have some new culture and entertainment media. Like people create something new, you know?
Well, the old stuff is supposed to inspire new things. The
Well,
problem is
yeah.
that
New things of the same name.
Right, but it doesn't. I mean, I know what you're saying, but not for the people who right now control the mainstream avenues of that.
Right. I mean, everything is fast. Like you mentioned, McDonald's cheeseburger, and that's what we're getting, just fast food entertainment. That's why I really appreciate something like Nosferatu that has some art and some heart in it. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, they really crafted this movie. It wasn't the conveyor belt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you get a little bit of that. A little bit of that leaks out every now and then
Yeah.
outside the sludge of bullshit.
Yeah, here's your superhero shit. Here's your whatever. Here's some it's just like, okay, you're not even,
Yeah.
you don't even care. And
Well,
if
honestly,
you don't care, why should I?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's worse than McDonald's because at least at least most of the McDonald's I go to, like, they don't yell and shout slurs at me as I'm ordering my food or like spit in my face while they throw my food at me at the window. Like, and a lot of the movies, they're just straight up spiteful.
You need to go to Oakland.
They just spit. Yeah. Well, maybe they do it before they hand me, but at least it's like wrapped and packaged, At least it's like, okay, here you go, sir. And then I drive
There's
off.
some nutrition to it, right? Well, no, I wouldn't go.
No, I mean, I just like, I get what I pay for. Like a lot of these movies, they like completely hate me and they still think that somehow I'm going to give them my money. Like they're out of their fucking minds. So,
well, that's part of the reason why everybody's going back to old stuff is because they enjoy the old stuff better. They enjoy the stories better. They're more entertaining.
Oh yeah, like for us, like the silver lining for Willow is now that I know it was just a thing that they just ripped off and plagiarized, I could just go back and watch the original and enjoy that for what it is.
Yeah.
So,
it's like they went through the closet when they bought the IP and found something, oh, this is a thing, and let's do something with this. They didn't really know what to do, and they didn't really care about it because it just came packaged with what they really wanted, was Star Wars and Indiana Jones. And okay, well, this is something,
yeah.
They didn't realize that there was novels about it, and I think there was even like a role-playing game made about it or something like that years ago.
There are only 3 Indiana Jones movies. Just want to point that out. Just like there are only 6 at best Star Wars movies.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Animated
interesting.
Attack of the Clones that came out in the 2000s. That's pretty good. and that's like the in between the second and the third, and it's a
Oh, right, the animated one.
yeah.
The three. Okay, yeah, I never saw that.
Yeah, those are pretty good. The animation artwork is I don't know, you gotta take it in. It's I don't think it's the best, but the story is fantastic and the voice acting is spot on. The great action. You know, you really could see Mace Windu just completely kick ass on a lot of things. It was really cool. So, anyways.
I want to say that the guy that worked on those was Gendy Tartakovsky, the guy who created Primal, who also created Hotel Transylvania.
Yeah.
Which,
Samurai
by the
Jack.
way, Feline and I watched all three of those movies. They're fucking great. All the first three are awesome, and then the fourth one, Gendy wasn't on it. Gendy wasn't working on that one, and Adam Sandler and who's the big guy that he usually partners with?
Seth,
I know who you're talking about.
Anyway, he
Mall cop guy.
left. Yeah, they Adam Sandler and he both left. Yeah, they're both not in the fourth. There's not a fourth. Exactly, Feline. Exactly. There are only 3 Hotel Transylvania movies, and they are fucking awesome.
yeah, I saw the first one. I like that. So yeah, maybe
The other ones are just as good.
okay.
Yep. Fantastic visual comedy in those movies. Yeah, Tartakovsky really knows how to do animation. He was also the dude responsible for Dexter's Lab,
Yeah, and Samurai
Oh, really?
Jack.
Yeah.
Samurai Jack. Yep.
Holy
Whole bunch
shit!
of stuff. Whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
Is
but his
Primal-
Star Wars movies are on par. They're probably honestly they're the best of the whole prequel if you consider them canon, which I do. Because you know, I mean, C-3PO gets his gold plating, and Anakin gets his arm, and you know, things like that. So there's things in there that tie into the Revenge of the Sith in that gap.
Just like Kung Fu Panda. Yes,
Yeah, you were telling
the
me
first
about
3
those.
Kung Fu Pandas were great, and then they made a 4th one. It's just like, so that was the thing.
Just got to know when to end your
Yeah.
stuff.
You know what series doesn't fit that trope though was Despicable Me. Like those are all really good. Even the 4th one, because Phelan and I watched the 4th one one of the last times I was up there, and yeah, I was the 4th one was actually pretty decent. 4th Kung Fu Panda, no, bad, terrible.
Well, I got to wrap it up here on my end, guys. I apologize, but I don't have that much time.
No problem.
Oh, you're good, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for stopping. In fact, we could probably wrap it up around like 10. So I've got to keep working on the campaigns.
Okay.
Right on. Well, it's been awesome catching up with you guys. It's been a while.
Yeah, man.
Indeed.
Plug your stuff.
Yep,
Do some
absolutely.
plugs.
So yeah, that's pygmacast.com or pygmacast on all social media. I have my YouTube channel at pygmacast where I teach color rendering. I teach art. So yeah, good stuff.
Heck yeah, man.
All right, guys. Have a good evening.
Take it easy, Frank.
All right, man.
Take
Take
it
it
easy,
easy.
man.
See you later.
Good night.
Yeah, everyone go check his stuff out. It's really sweet. Thank you, Feline. Yeah, it's cool.
On
And you
top
can
of
see
it.
him coloring some Mercenary Guild pages on there, maybe some
Yeah, he's got some
time
videos, some
lapses.
live streams of him coloring some of the Mercenary Guild pages.
Yeah. So if you
Yeah.
want to learn to color like a pro, go check that stuff out.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. I guess while we're doing plugs and stuff, Luke, do you want to
Sure.
talk about your stuff?
You can find me at Death Metal Hero on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. I even have a Facebook fan page. You can find all of my links at deathmetalhero.com. I've also got merch up there, prints, and all kinds of good stuff up there. I do a show on Feline's channel, the Happy Hour Hangout, Tuesdays at 5 p.m. And we talk drinks and we have fun. And then we do some of the most difficult trivia I think I've ever encountered in my entire existence. She is damn good at that trivia, and it makes you think. So yeah, join us at 5 p.m. on Tuesdays on her channel. And then 9 p.m. Or 9:15 on Tuesday nights, I do a show with Jason Bassam called Topicless. And we've been doing that show for going on fucking 5 years now.
And I think, what are you guys doing? Is it tomorrow?
Yes,
new
gonna
book
have William on tomorrow to talk about the book.
Hell yeah.
New book, Who Dis?
That'll be perfect because we basically didn't talk about the story at all tonight.
Yeah.
So you guys can go into that tomorrow.
Well,
You know.
I mean, the story, go to the site and it kind of gives you the thumbnail of the story, and there you go.
Yeah, but you really got to catch those furries. So you got to talk about Malchus's backstory and, all the complications that led to what eventually will be in a prequel book,
Right.
Yeah. Got to get them. That's my audience.
Whether you
Hey,
like
man,
it or not.
if they like something, they'll spend money on it. Like talk to Isaac Fox, he knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he also does a lot of the anime titties, so.
Hey, man, it
think,
sells.
They come for the anime titties, you stay for the furry porn, apparently. Is that what we're saying?
No,
Okay.
he actually has a story to his stuff. Yes, exactly, Feline. Boobs. You come for the boobs, and then you get hooked in by the engaging story and the characters. That's how it rolls. It's a good plan, Boobs are eye-catching. See?
Yeah. And
I think I have issue 1 and 2 of the. It's Crimson something?
Crimisi?
Is that what it's called?
If you're talking about Isaac's book, yeah, it's Crimisi.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
Yes,
that's
that
one of them. But yeah, I just had him on the channel the other day.
Nice.
We were talking about his most recent campaign. I guess it was Pure Intent and Mistress something or other's adult lessons. So using boobs to teach people how to do things. Again, it's not a bad plan.
Yeah.
Sure. That's fine. I won't. I'll save my commentary for offline.
I distinctly remember drawing a spicy cover for Hardly Heroes #7. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but that's not on the front page of all of our stuff and not plastered on all of our marketing and on the table when you walk us to our table in any show. In fact, generally speaking, like, people don't even see that kind of stuff unless it's like, pretty obvious that's something they're in the market for. So I'll just leave it at that. I'll just leave it there.
Yeah.
So, anyways, shout out to Flying Feline, who is Luke's glorious girlfriend.
Indeed.
And, friend of us.
Yeah, thank you so much, Feline.
She really has been pushing this book tremendously to everybody. Whenever I'm in the chat somewhere and she's got a wrench, she's always dropping the link. She relentlessly pushes people to go check out the book and to get excited about the book. She is absolutely part of the reason why we had so many people signed up for the book and why we've had people picking up the book so far. So
yeah, thank you
very
much. We appreciate all the support from all the viewers out there. And if you're listening to the show and you haven't checked it out or picked up a copy of the book, what are you waiting for?
Do it now.
Go order, unless you're waiting to see what the other covers are, in which case go to shattermarecomics.com. You can get all of them. So there you go.
Yeah.
Let's see.
When in doubt, go to the source, right?
Yeah, for sure. And then we don't have to pay all the stupid platform fees. That's my favorite part. Oh, you know what I was going to say earlier? I just want to throw this rant out. So we're talking about, like, formulaic movies that are very soul-sucking and, like, all the passion is sucked out. No offense to me, but like that's because a lot of movies nowadays are basically made by like fucking bean counters, like me and all the people I work with. So like you have to
Well, thank
find
you for identifying yourself as the problem. Now we can come find you with baseball bats.
Well, obviously I have the self-awareness. I have the I accept that, and which is why I'm not
Goddamn
like
bean counters.
But that's why, like, for example, William has final say on his own book, right, William?
Yes, sir.
So, like, I have the self-awareness to know, like, okay, this is my lane. I'm going to stay in my lane. And then, this is your guy's expert. Like, we all have strengths and weaknesses, right? So that's part of the problem is, like, there's too much of, like, one cohort that influences a lot of the other part. And that's the problem. I mean, you really have to find a good balance with that when you're working in any kind of commercial art form.
Agreed.
And it's always like it's the perfect struggle, I think, between the artists, no offense, Luke, and their ego, versus the people that manage those
fucking
artists.
dare you! I have no ego whatsoever, and I will not hear anything different.
You killed your ego.
Yeah,
like with and then you've got your writers, artists, and the people on the admin.
Really, we're just gonna gloss over the writer and their pretentiousness? Okay, sure,
But
whatever.
We've all got our issues. Okay,
writers, man.
Fucking writers.
Yeah, us writers.
Oh man, Frank left before the fight. Here we go.
Dude, that's been
Internet blood sport
already. Jason Bascom just likes to bust balls, and he was commenting on
Oh, yeah.
we don't need writers. And I'm like, yeah, we play a part too.
There's the whole story thing, yeah.
Creative.
But again, back to my point, we all have our strengths and it's the struggle, and coming together between, like, the tension between all the parties that makes something work, and then you play to your strength, and you really, you can really knock something out of the park. And we all take risks, right? Like we're not just like ripping off or buying a license to some existing IP. Like we're actually trying to do something, create something that we're actually passionate about. So that's what I love about this. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, well, I mean, the only way to have new IPs out there that people can, enjoy is for them to be created.
Right.
You gotta make something new in order for there to be something new.
I mean,
The companies that are currently providing "quote unquote" entertainment are not providing the entertainment you want. Make it yourself.
Yeah, and that's something you and I can discuss tomorrow night on what motivated me to do this. Because it's not an easy process. It's not simple. It's not cheap. And you can't half-ass it. And there's work on top of work. So if you're gonna do it, well, we'll get into that tomorrow night. So there's your tease.
Hell yeah. So join these guys tomorrow night over on
Be 9 p.m.
Oh, good. That gives me more time to finish the campaigns.
Yep.
Oh, thank God. I don't have to work during my day job. Anyways. Kyle, you want to...
You're going to be doing it at 5 p.m. Hop 2.
Yep, no. Probably like 3. That's pretty safe, right? Everyone's gone home for the day at that point.
Yeah.
Kyle, you want to close us out here? Some generous wisdom.
This is the part where I do like an awkward dance because I don't know what to say.
You gotta turn on your camera.
Oh no!
Son of a bitch.
No. No, yeah, I don't have much to say. That's why I'm always muted.
Fair enough. Well,
that's the best color guy in the league, folks.
That's right. I'm the third. I'm like the sixth guy at the table. That you're like, man, they really had to get everyone on the table here.
Well, you also are another writer, so you know, and you're my business partner.
Ducked the fight a second ago. Jeez.
Yeah, should have piled on Luke. I will say,
both
Kyle
of you,
is
one with each arm.
Oh shoot! we should animate that out.
Oh, look at all the viewers we have now. No.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Send it in super chats.
But Kyle is great because he helps me decide. So like, when you came to me, William, for your book idea, Kyle's like, in Gladiator where you have like the Caesar and he's like holding his thumb up or down and like the fate of the gladiator rests in someone. That's Kyle. So you have him to thank for giving me the thumbs up.
Well, I really appreciate that. Thank you.
He just doesn't talk about it a lot.
I was gonna say no, but then I saw there was a furry in the book, so
Yeah.
that kind of swayed my opinion.
Right. He's like, we need more furries. We need the furry demographic.
We need the furry.
You were
demographic.
clearly sitting at MegaCon, weren't you?
It might have been that same year, to be honest. Good times. No, but yeah, he has a lot.
Hey man, they're an audience.
Yeah, for sure.
Unfortunately.
Well, I think we'll leave it there. We'll wrap it up there. Yeah, catch these guys tomorrow on Luke's channel, and obviously go check out the Indiegogo if you haven't, and sign up for the email campaign so you can get that sweet exclusive Nicole, the Sorceress card, collectible card.
Indeed.
And you have to sign up with the same email that you use to contribute to the book. And then by hopefully tomorrow night on that same stream, you guys can plug the Fund My Comic and Kickstarter. So
awesome.
Very excited about that. First Fund My Comic campaign too.
Excellent.
So it's going to be sweet.
Thank you for dropping links throughout the entire episode. I really appreciate that.
That's awesome. All right, guys. I guess we'll catch you guys next week on Shattermare Live. Thanks.
All right. Thanks for watching.
Goodbye.
Hello, I'm William, the author and creator of Mercenary Guild, the kick-ass new 3-part dark fantasy comic by Shattermare Comics. We're very excited to bring you titles like Mercenary Guild and the new groundbreaking horror sci-fi graphic novel, Victor. For the email newsletter, please sign up at shattermarecomics.com and receive exclusives upon each launch. Then check out the latest issue of Hardly Heroes. Don't forget to grab the physical copy of Lucas the Mucus, written by the great TFM. Oh, and we have anime titties as well. Thanks again.